Hey guys, it is me. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I am up very late or very early, however you want to look at it. I just came across something that I don't want to forget about. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. I'm very busy, but I just came across something that I just really don't want to forget about. So I wanted to kind of talk about it real quick with you guys because it's something that's been going on for years, something that I've noticed for years. I don't really know what the hell is going on with this entire Michael thing. I don't know. I am not one that's a really big believer in some kind of comeback. I do strongly believe that Michael is still very much alive. I have never felt more strong about that than I do right now. People, they get old, they die, things happen, but I do believe that Michael is still very present on this earth. And I don't really know what's going on. I just feel like there is something definitely going on, even aside from the comment that Quincy made, even though the comment that Quincy made gives no reference exactly to Michael. He just said some kind of artist, some kind of, big star. So I don't know if he was talking about Michael or not, but I am thinking that he's pointing to Michael because there's just a pattern that I noticed with something. And I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about this because, like I said, it's something that I have been noticing for a very long time. And I've brought it up multiple times. And when I do, it's like it kind of goes unheard, but it's really important for people to start paying attention because, patterns and trends don't lie. And this trend that I'm talking about in particular is this 7-Eleven pattern that I have been seeing throughout the entire history of the death hoax. This is something, and I was just kind of going through this video that I made. I had made a video on 7/13/2017. It was just Michael Jackson, King's Truth, 7-Eleven. I had made this video. I've made like several videos about 7-Eleven. I think I'm going to just go ahead and link them below so you guys can watch all of them. But I've made several videos in regards to this whole 7-Eleven thing. And it just kind of all started with me. It was for like the whole memorial service. Michael's memorial service was in July 2009, and people were kind of obsessing over the fact that it was on, 7/7, and that his will was written on 7/7. But to me, I was just always focused that 7-Eleven always stood out for me for some reason. And then I noticed, like when I saw Paris, the image of her in the stars, in 2009 at the memorial service, it's kind of connected things to me. And then so it's one of the first things I noticed was a 7-Eleven. And then again, a couple of years later, when Paris tried to, take her life, or when she went through that horrible time, I remember another thing that had happened was she didn't use her Twitter for like a year, but then all of a sudden, like her tweets started to disappear off of her Twitter. And at some point, she had deleted a bunch of tweets, unfollowed a bunch of people, and then suddenly I'm trying to find the exact photo. This might be it. She had so out of nowhere, she just stopped deleting everything and stopped unfollowing people, and she had 752 tweets and 290 followers, people that she was following. I'm sorry. So I did the math on this. Is somehow, let me see, it came out to, I believe, I don't know how I calculated this, but okay, I did the math on it and it came out to 7/7/11, which was crazy because that took me back to the memorial service when Paris was like in the stars. This sounds really crazy, I know, but you have to see the videos to know what I'm talking about. But that when that happened with her Twitter, I was like, okay, this is something that we definitely need to watch because it's a number that I've noticed like throughout the history of the hoax. So you have that, and then I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I really didn't notice anything for a couple of years. But last year in particular, I noticed the whole 7-Eleven thing playing out when Paris was on the red carpet for, actually, when she just at the Grammys in general, she kind of like had this huge like debut. I mean, she was coming out before that, like doing some things, but this was like a big deal. It's like the Grammys. She was like kind of debuting herself. I think she was 19 at the time. She just turned 19. Was she 19 yet? Or was she 18? I don't remember. But it was like February, so she wasn't 19 yet. But she was like just, and everyone's making me like Michael Jackson's daughter is in the red carpet. And it was exactly 7 years to the day that she was on the Grammys with Prince. And they had, accepted an award for Michael or talked about Michael or something. So I just remember her being on this, and I was like, okay, this is, and somehow I guess the Grammys, I don't remember exactly like where I saw this, but let me see. I'm trying to skip forward. I don't want to play the whole video, but at some point, I believe, let me see. So I kind of did a synopsis in the video, and I talked about the stars on 7/7/2009, which was 7 for her. I just talked to you guys about that. And then what happened? There's a picture of her in the images. And then on 1/31/2010, when she was at the 52nd annual Grammy Awards, which is 5 plus 2, of course, is 7. And then Paris, when she made that fumbling speech, she was talking about how Michael was supposed to be on the Grammys. We know that Michael was supposed to perform in 2008. So let's see. I don't really know. I just kind of remember. I'll link the video below, but I just remember like the whole thing, just going back to that 7-Eleven thing that kind of started like with her again at the Grammys. I don't remember the context of how I got that, but in that video I talked about it again, like, okay, this is another thing. I think it was I don't know if it was like, why did I think, I don't know where I got that 11 from. I think it was maybe was it the 65th? I don't remember. I don't remember how I got the 11. I think, and maybe it was just like the year of the Grammys. I don't really remember, but somehow I got that date for the Grammys, and I was like, oh my god, it's 7-Eleven all over again. Um, I'm just, I just want to find this. It's gonna bother me unless I see it. Hold on a second. She gave a really weird, and then she was when she was at the Grammys last year, before she introduced The Weeknd, before she introduced Starboy. We'll get into that another time. She was like talking about stars and a quote that Michael had about a star never dies. So it was really crazy. But I don't know. It was just really weird. It was like um, just a really strange thing that happened. So anyway, that was another event that was like Paris, focused on Paris. Then it was like 7-Eleven. So then flash forward to the summer. The state was supposed to make some announcement. Okay, people were upset because, Michael didn't come back on 7/7/7. People were like freaking out about it. And the state was supposed to make an announcement on 7/10. They made this announcement on 7/10. They put this post up saying, like, oh, sometimes things get in the way. We're not able to post updates when we can about our new projects, but stay tuned. And then the very next day, which happened to be 7/11, of course, they make this announcement about Michael's Halloween special. Michael's going to return to the big screens and do this Halloween special. So that was another like 7-Eleven. And I was like, oh my God, okay, this is crazy. And I don't know if that had a direct, I don't really know if that had a direct tie to Paris so much as I saw that like people were tweeting Paris like right before that happened, and about Michael like coming back and Michael being alive, and she got really upset and she was like, "Don't tweet that shit to me; it's insensitive." Then she deleted that tweet, so I don't really know. But I just know on like 7-Eleven there was an announcement by the estate regarding like Michael having this project. So I was like, "Oh my god, this is another reference to Michael and 7-Eleven in Paris," and so it was just really crazy. So I was like, okay, it's definitely like a pattern. Um, and then I don't know what this is all. I don't remember what this is all about. I think this is when I just started talking about like all the different like last 7 words videos, and let me see. Talked about This Is It coming out 2/10/28. Let me see. I think I just basically thought I was just talking about um Memorial 7-Eleven, and we have This Is It was like the 7-Eleven, and then Halloween special was like the 7-Eleven. It was just always like this 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. So I was like, okay, that's really crazy. There's always something going on about the whole 7-Eleven thing. So that was back in the summer, and I really had not had anything towards. I just knew that like that 7-Eleven always was like pointing to like a return of Michael Jackson or Michael coming back or something about him, or like at the memorial service we have like him with a projector watching the entire crowd. So it was always like this 7-Eleven thing, and I was like, okay, I can't be that insane if it keeps coming up. So fast forward to now. there's this whole thing going on about Paris at the Grammy Awards. So Paris, I think I had taken some photos of this. Yeah, I did. Hold on a second, guys. So Paris wore this beautiful Versace gown to the Grammy Awards, and she was like a real life Tinkerbell. And it's really interesting because if you guys go and actually like read um her Instagram, she actually does make a reference to this whole Tinkerbell thing. And I actually saw Paris in her comment section on her Instagram. She had posted, she made the statement to someone that she was going for the whole Tinkerbell thing. I don't know why she deleted that comment, but I did see it. I didn't have a chance to screen grab it, but she did make the statement that she specifically was trying to look like Tinkerbell in this costume. And I'm sorry, that's this costume in this dress. So then I don't have a picture, but I saw a picture of it that you guys might know. It's kind of floating around there, but one of her tweets. Let me see if I saved it. I'm not really sure if I did or not, but let me just see if I did. I may have saved that. Let me see. Okay, I think this is actually it. And she says, okay, so it's a definite like quote from Peter Pan. And it says, "Take the path that moonbeams make. If the moon is still awake, you'll see him wide. You'll see him wink his eye." So that was interesting, and I believe that's from like Peter Pan exactly. And so I mean, she was just making like a direct reference to Peter Pan, and people are like losing their minds because it's like, we all know that Michael identified with Peter Pan, and we know Paris is like Tinkerbell, so people are kind of like freaking out about it. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I'm like, of course, you guys know what I'm looking for because I'm looking for that 7-Eleven because I know it's fucking there if Paris is related to it because it's been there. It has been consistent. Trends don't lie. They're always there. So, of course, I find it. So, I find out that Peter Pan actually was released 65 years ago. Okay? It was released on February 5th, 1953. That's very interesting because we have, of course, February 5th. You have the February, the month 2, and then you have the date, the 5, 7. 65 years ago would make that 11. So we already have this 7-Eleven with this Peter Pan thing, which is insane. Like this stuff cannot be made up, guys. It just can't be. So you have the 7-Eleven with the Peter Pan thing already. Then I was just starting to think like when did this all happen? I believe that Paris was at the Grammys. Let me just pull up my calendar just to be sure. She was there on not the Grammys, I'm sorry, the Oscars on the 4th, which is Sunday. I believe that the Oscars were on Sunday, but I might be wrong. But if I am correct and they were on Sunday, that is going to be March 4th, which is 7 again. So you have it's just to me it's like absolutely insane how I don't know. I haven't bothered to look. I don't the Academy Awards. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me just try to Google this real quick actually and see. Uh, Academy Awards 2018. Yeah, it was on Sunday, so I was right about that. So you have that 7. So it was 9. So it didn't have it wasn't what I was thinking then. Let's see. You might not have. Okay, so it was the 90th. So there's no really like. Um. Okay, so that's that. But anyway, so you have the 7 date, which is crazy, of the Oscars, where she was, on the red carpet dressed as Tinkerbell. You have that being a 7, which is always on a 7. But I think it's even crazier, the whole like Peter Pan thing. 65 years since it's come out exactly, and it was released on February 5th. So you have that 7-Eleven, guys. I do not know what this 7-Eleven means. I absolutely don't know what it means, but I just know that it's kind of like insane. This video probably sounds kind of crazy. I'm probably kind of scattered, but you guys have got to understand, like, this kind of thing is not a coincidence. This 7-Eleven has been appearing in the entire history of the death hoax. From the very beginning, I have seen this 7-Eleven. I do not know what it means. I don't know like what the reference is. I don't know what it's in reference to. I don't know what that's going to mean. I just keep seeing it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, because it's like, it's giving me like goose pimples, because I just feel like there's something so significant with that 7-Eleven, and maybe we're just not seeing it, or we haven't seen it, but I just know that it's always there, and it always had a reference to Paris. It has had a reference to Paris from the very beginning. Every single time there's something relation to it, it's Paris. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what comes from this whole entire thing. Um, I am working on something in particular, some interesting things that I have like really seen and uncover. I don't really know what's going on with Michael. I don't know if this is Michael's estate. I don't really know what's going on, but there is something definitely like going on, and it's really weird. And there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that people don't know about that I am finding out. So I'm gonna do a video, but I wanted to like just kind of bring that to your attention. Maybe you guys can make sense of it. It's just something that like I have been stressing from the very beginning. I don't see anybody else talking about this 7-Eleven, but it has been like there, and it like always follows Paris. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what we're looking for here. I just keep thinking like I don't know, like, what could this be? What is this 7-Eleven? What is the significance in that? Like, what is around it? Should we go back further in Michael's life and try to find out what it is? Like, why did it start the day of the memorial? So that's my thing. I wanted to show to you guys, and just let me know what you make of it, and comment below. Any tip or opinion will be helpful. I will go ahead and link those videos that I've done on 7-Eleven so you guys can watch them and know what I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, thanks for taking the time out to listen to me. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but just tell me what your thoughts are, okay? Thank you. Bye.